Welcome to U.S. Entrepreneur TV. In today's video, we'll be ranking America's top 10 most charitable entrepreneurs. While most billionaires focus on building their wealth, the people on this list have committed to getting rid of it. When faced with the pandemic, they chipped in to lessen the impact of COVID, bringing their total donations into the billions. In fact, number 5 managed to make good on his lifelong pledge to give away 100% of his fortune. So without further ado, here's the 10 most charitable entrepreneurs in the U.S. Number 10 is Michael Dell at $2.25 billion. Before his name became synonymous with cutting-edge technology, Michael Dell assembled and sold computers out of his dorm at the University of Texas. So when he became one of the world's richest people, Dell pledged over $100 million to the school, covering tuition for thousands of underprivileged students. The Dell Foundation also donates millions each year to help alleviate poverty. And when COVID struck, Dell gave $80 million to support healthcare charities on top of another $20 million for early vaccine development. Number 9 is Jim and Marilyn Simmons, $2.7 billion. The Jim and Marilyn Simmons Foundation was established in 1994. Since then, the couple has given away close to $3 billion, primarily to fund education and STEM research. Their $23 billion fortune was amassed slowly, using a highly effective proprietary trading algorithm. Nevertheless, when it comes to giving, the Simmonses do not take their time. During the pandemic alone, they pledged over $250 million to various healthcare charities. Number 8 is Eli and Edith Broad, $2.8 billion. With a combined net pledge of $2.8 billion, Eli and Edith Broad have made a difference in the lives of underprivileged students all over the world. Just over the past year, Eli and Edith gave $176 million for vaccine research. The Broad Foundation also focuses on supporting the arts. Their art lending library includes 8,000 works, which are circulated among 350 art museums. Number 7 is Gordon and Betty Moore at $5.5 billion. Gordon and Betty Moore are the last and most generous couple on the list. Their combined net worth stands at just over $11.2 billion, and they've given almost half of it to charity. Gordon Moore is the man behind tech giant Intel, the world's leading producer of microchips that power everything from cell phones to cars, computers, and even satellites. The Moore's biggest pledge came in 2020 when they committed $270 million to help preserve endangered animals and their habitats. Number 6 is Mackenzie Scott, $5.85 billion. Jeff Bezos, the richest person alive, did not do enough to make our list, but his ex-wife, who received a $38 billion divorce settlement, has quickly become one of America's most generous people. In the year following their divorce, Mackenzie Scott gave more to charity than the entire Bezos Foundation has in the past 20 years. Throughout the pandemic, she funded 384 separate charities, bringing her lifetime donation total to over $5.8 billion. Number 5 is Charles Feeney, $10 billion. Rounding off the top 5, it's the most inspirational philanthropist of them all, Charles Feeney. A true self-made billionaire, Feeney amassed over $10 billion since the 1970s when he ran the iconic retail chain Duty Free Shoppers. He was the first billionaire to make a pledge of giving away all their money, and he's the only billionaire to have actually done it. You heard that right. The Feeney Charitable Foundation was dissolved in 2020 after selling off the last of Feeney's assets and donating the proceeds. Number 4 is Michael Bloomberg, $11.1 billion. Best known as a former New York mayor, Michael Bloomberg is the 9th richest person on the planet, and it's only fair to mention that Bloomberg would not have made the list before 2019. That's because a huge part of his $11 billion donation sum was pledged during his 2020 presidential campaign. But regardless of his reasons, the billionaire has since helped make great strides in cancer research, education, and COVID relief. Number 3, George Soros, $16.8 billion. For a man who never ran for office, George Soros is a titan of American democracy. His philanthropic efforts are focused in education, economic equity, journalism, and the protection of human rights. For Soros, giving is a full-time job. It's no wonder he managed to donate over $16 billion, while his net worth totals less than half of that. Number 2 is Bill Gates at $29.8 billion. America's first tech billionaire, Bill Gates, is also the country's second most generous man. The Gates Foundation is responsible for the funding and preservation of dozens of species that would otherwise be extinct today. On top of that, the foundation spends over $120 million per year on vaccine distribution in developing countries. Number 1, Warren Buffett, $42 billion. With donations topping $40 billion, Warren Buffett has contributed more to health care and poverty alleviation than anyone else in history. Buffett is also the main proponent of the Giving Pledge, a 2010 effort to convince U.S. billionaires to commit 100% of their wealth to charity within their lifetime. In his famous speech, Buffett addressed his fellow business leaders, telling them what we already know, that were he to use more than 1% of his income on himself, neither his happiness nor well-being would be enhanced. Warren then proceeded to lead by example, giving away almost half of his $88 billion fortune. This wraps up our list of the top 10 most charitable entrepreneurs. Did any of the people on our list surprise you with their generosity? Do you think we forgot someone? Share your thoughts in the comment section. And don't forget, click the subscribe button so you can stay up to date with all our future videos right here at US Entrepreneur TV.
Thanks for watching. We hope you found this video helpful as you prepare for your move to the United States. If you found value in the information and advice provided, please consider supporting the podcast on Patreon. Your donations will allow us to continue creating new episodes and videos to help even more people with their relocation to America. Just visit patreon.com/movingtotheus to sign up. Until next time, best of luck with your move.